Welcome to IATEFL 2016 here in Birmingham. Today we're at IATEFL to talk to teachers from around the world about their professional development and to get some first-hand advice on how to deal with the different challenges that teachers face today. How do you plan your lessons effectively?
Start with outcomes, know what you want to achieve by the end of the lesson, know what you want your students to be able to achieve by the end of the lesson, and carefully stage the process so that they go from where they are now to where they're going to get to.
First, I try to identify my students' needs, the age, and what are their interests, and then I plan my lessons.
As you become more experienced, I think you plan less. I saw a talk by Jeremy Harmer yesterday, and he suggested that a course book is just an idea, and you have to react and go with it. And I think the more experienced you are, the more you just react and go with the needs of the students and what's happening in the classroom.
I'm reusing materials, making small changes into it.
I look at the learning outcomes, what I need to achieve, and then I look at the interests of my students and try to find topics and activities that they like.
Ask myself a lot of questions.
By not over-planning, by planning a framework that's loose enough to allow me to respond to what happens in the lesson from moment to moment.
It purely depends on the students and what I'm teaching them.
I usually divide my classes into 3 phases, kind of an anticipation phase, like warm-ups, motivating my students. The second one is trying to give them the new material. And finally, trying to make them to produce something new, creating what they learned during the second phase.
The main thing that I do is I try to think about what my students want and then what I want to teach and then bridge that gap. So a lot of my planning is on how to relate to them.